Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is add it. Sorry that I'm shaky. My tripod is broken, so I'm holding my camera by my hand. So we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of butter. And 1 tablespoon of our olive oil. And I'm going to try to hold this as best I can, so please be patient with me until I can get a new tripod. And we're going to wait until that melts. Alright, now that is melted, you can see it starting to bubbling. Just so you know, we did use unsalted butter. We're going to throw in our onions and garlic into our pot. Should we get them all? Sorry guys, I don't have fancy dishes. I think the fanciest thing we have in our home is Pioneer Woman because, you know, we're from the South. Alright. And while that is going, I'm just going to whisk it together a little bit. And we're going to cook these until they're simmered down and fragrant. And you'll notice they'll change colors. And they'll get all nice and smelling good in your kitchen. And once we do that, and they get all fragrant and everything like that, we will add our spices, except for our bay leaves. We'll add the bay leaves last when we're cooking with everything else. And if you're wondering, the ingredients are all down below in the description box. And you're going to want to have your oven on medium to high heat. And I'm using a double burner. See, your onions are starting to sweat with that garlic, and that's what we want. We want to get a nice saute on them onions and garlic. Make our soup taste extra delicious because, you know guys, we can't use that salt. So we're going to make this low sodium pea soup. And make sure you have a blender or an immersion blender because that's what we're going to use at the end of this video. Right now what I'm using is just a regular stock pot. I'm not going to touch it because it's hot. And there we go. But all the ingredients will be listed below. So let's go ahead and I'll get back to you when the onions and the garlic have browned beautifully. Okay, so our onions have browned really good. Now we're going to add in the rest of our vegetables. Sorry, I'm holding this, remember guys, so it's, you know, a little patchy for me. And we're going to add in our spices. Let's put our bay leaves. And then we're going to add in our chicken broth in just 1 second. Alright, so we're letting those vegetables cook for just a few minutes. Make sure to keep stirring if you don't want them to burn. We just want them to get a little bit tender in there with those onions. And once those vegetables get, you know, a little bit tender, we're going to add our 4 cups of chicken broth to this. So give it about 2 or 3 more minutes. Make sure they don't burn. Turn your heat down if you have to. All stoves are different, please remember that. And then we'll add in our bay leaves. So I'll show you what it looks like here in a few minutes, or what it's supposed to look like once the vegetables are simmered down just a little bit and have that you know, little robust flavor to it, because, you know, it's really bland when we don't have that sodium or enough of that salt in our soup. So we're trying to find other tastes and other ways to still enjoy food. And this is a healthier alternative by using natural salt instead of adding extra salt, because celery and carrots do have natural salt in them. And all of that will be written down below in the description. So just give me a few minutes, let this cook, and I'll add in the broth and show you how it's supposed to look. Alright guys. Alright guys, so you can see that the vegetables have sweated down and cooked. You can really smell that thyme and that smoked paprika. And usually you would add meat to this, and that's high sodium, like a ham or something. But to still get that taste that we're looking for, we added that a little bit of that smoked paprika. Alright, so we're gonna add our 4 cups of chicken broth here. And I'm using an organic chicken broth. That's 115 milligrams of sodium per cup. You can see right here the ingredients. Oops. Right there. Focus. Serving size per container, 1 cup. 115 milligrams, and there's 4 servings, and it's organic, free-range chicken broth, low sodium. Alright, now that that's focused, we're going to let that simmer just a little bit. Turn the heat back up where I had turned it down to low. Turn it on a medium heat. And we're going to add in our 2 bay leaves. And we're going to put in a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. Now, nutritional yeast sounds, ew, what is that? That sounds gross. But nutritional yeast, sorry, I'm opening the container. I should have had this ready. Nutritional yeast is actually a sodium-free, salty alternative, and it has a cheesy flavor, kind of like a nutty flavor, and salty. So it's going to add a lot of umami into our soup, whereas we can't have any salt. So why not try to find other things that help? So let's go ahead and sprinkle our nutritional yeast in here. And the brand I am using is called this one, Hoosier Hills Farm Large Yeast Flakes, and it has 0 sodium. It has 0 sodium right there, and it's actually low in everything. So I'm not really sure what they really put in it. Here's the ingredients, but it'll tell you right there. But all I know is I found it on my group that I'm in, and y'all, this stuff, it tastes good. I put it in my salsa where I had a low sodium salsa, and that was delicioso. Okay, so we're gonna let that cook and let those vegetables get real soft, because like I said, we're gonna be blending this up, guys. So we'll put the peas in about 5 minutes towards the end. And we'll just let this start simmering on low, and on medium, sorry. And I put it on mine about a 5. So that's how it looks. Alright, I'll get back to you when I have finished. Alright guys, as you can see, this has been cooking and it has simmered down a little bit. And the vegetables are starting to fall apart. They look tender. That's what we want. So when it looks like that, about 15-20 minutes, again, depending on your oven, your stove is different. We're going to go ahead and add in our frozen peas, our whole bag. And I use the ones from Aldi. If I can get all the peas out. I use the ones from Aldi, And they're cheap. $1 bag of peas. Easy to use. My cat wants to go outside. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just grumpy. And we're going to stir these in about 5-10 minutes for my stove time on medium heat. No, you can't go outside. No, you can't. You're beautiful, but you can't. I'm cooking. And we're going to stir these in. Please focus that camera. Thank you. And that's how it's going to start looking. But just let it cook about 5 more 10 minutes. Just get that chill out of the peas and get a little bit of flavor into those peas. And then we'll remove the bay leaves, and then we will blend up our food. Alright guys, see you in a bit. Okay guys, it's been about 5-10 minutes, and as you can see, the peas are popping and floating towards the top, and they don't look that weird mushy color. They actually look full and full of life. So what we're going to do is go ahead and turn off our oven and get our bay leaves out of there. And we're going to let this, oh that's hot girl. We're going to let these cool, finish cooking and cool on the stove, because we do not want to melt our blenders or immersion things. This is difficult with one hand. And finally, we have it out. Alright, so let it finish cooking on its own. Let it, start cooling down. Everything should be nice and beautiful. And then once it's cooled down, we will add our heavy cream to it. Sorry again that I've had to hold my camera. I just couldn't, and my tripod broke, unfortunately. So, here it is so far. And then we're going to put it in this thing right here and blend it up. So, there we go. Just a few more minutes, let it cool down. We'll dump it in there after we add the cream. It'll be delicioso. Alright. Alright guys, so the soup is cooled down enough. You can see it's kind of getting thick there. It's cooled down enough to put in the blender. And we're going to add in 1/4 cup. Why is it not focusing? Add in 1/4 cup of our cream. Right there. And I'm using the Kroger brand cream. Doesn't really matter what brand you use. And we're just going to stir that in real quick. And now that that's done, I'm going to take it, and I can't show you guys this because I have to have both hands to hold this. But we're going to move it to the blender over here, this thing, and then we will blend it. And I will put it in a bowl and show you how it looks. I mean, I could show you me blending it, but then it'd be loud and obnoxious. So, this is how it should look finished before blend it. Alright, see you guys soon. Okay, so this is my soup after I finish. It should have this thick consistency. I added a little bit of parsley, some black pepper, some more yeast on top, cream, and a little splash of balsamic vinegar because I like that kind of stuff. You don't have to. It's just how I wanted to add some extra taste in my soup. But thumbs up, I think. Go focus. Yeah, okay. But I think it looks delicious and tastes delicious. I tasted some before in my other big bowl that I'm going to freeze. And I hope that you enjoy it too. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, share, and like. It helped me out, and tell me what other recipes you'd like to see in the future. Bye guys!